The foundation level objective. 3.1.3 K2. Compare and contrast static and dynamic testing. First question. Decide which of the following statements I to V are true for static testing. 1. Abnormal external behaviors are easier to identify with this testing. This is easier to find using dynamic testing when the software is running. So, option 1 is false, which means our options are C or D. Either option 3, 4 or 5 will do. Option 2 should be true, so let's confirm that. Second, discrepancies from a coding standard are easier to find with this testing. This is true for static testing, so we are on the right track. 3. It identifies failures caused by defects when the software is run. This is definitely not static testing as the software is running. So, option 3 is false. Let's confirm by checking the remaining options. 4. Its test objective is to identify defects as early as possible. This is true as it's one of the benefits of static testing. 5. Missing coverage for critical security requirements is easier to find and fix. When reviewing requirements documents in general, we can find gaps, missing requirements, ambiguities or errors early in the process. Overall, static testing acts as a protective measure to ensure requirements are understood, correctly defined, and fully covered. So, as 2, 4, and 5 are true, then the correct answer is D. The second question. Which of the following statements about the value of static testing is correct? This time, all the options are not benefits of static testing except the one we are looking for. A. The defect types found by static testing are different from the defect types that can be found by dynamic testing. B. Dynamic testing can detect the defect types that can be found by static testing, plus some additional defect types. C. Dynamic testing can identify some of the defects that can be found by static testing, but not all of them. D. Static testing can identify the defect types that can be found by dynamic testing as well as some extra defect types. This question confused me a little. Options B and D are surely wrong. The question now is, do the defects found by static and dynamic testing intersect or not? I needed to go back to the syllabus for this. The syllabus says, static and dynamic testing with analysis of failures can both lead to the detection of defects. However, there are some defect types that can only be found by either static or dynamic testing. This statement also means that there are defects that can both be found by static and dynamic testing. So the defects from both static and dynamic testing intersect. So the correct answer is C. Dynamic testing can identify some of the defects that can be found by static testing, but not all of them.